Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of your national anthem by Madeline Keys from Roy Hart Central School. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we'd watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's roar, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
The session will come to order. We will now begin the business session. Webster's Dictionary defines passion as a strong feeling of enthusiasm for something or about something. We see passion all around us every day. In fact, this room is full of it. But for me, passion often takes a more physical form. Ever since my first FFA meeting through the end of my state FSU year, there has always been one person who has stuck by my side and supported me through everything I have done. If it wasn't for Mr. Krenning, my FFA advisor, pushing me to become my greatest self every day, I definitely wouldn't be here today. He shows his passion for FFA and agriculture every day by never letting anyone settle for anything but success. Not only does he take time away from his family, but he also goes out of his way to make sure everyone is happy and feels welcome. Let's take a second and think about someone in our own life who has shown the passion they have for us. This could be our ag teacher, coach, friend, mom, dad, or even our next door neighbor. Think about how they show you their passion. Is it through what they do or things they say? When do they show you their passion? Is it all the time or just every once in a while? Why do they show you their passion? Is it because they have to or because they believe in you? Now let's think about how we might show passion in our own lives. Imprint looks like the passion shown for the things we care about. It's safe to say that every single person in this room has a passion for FFA. Let's face it, we wouldn't wear this super fashionable blue corduroy, ride long hours on hot buses to conferences or conventions, or listen to our ag teacher sing in the van if our passions didn't fuel our actions. During this session, we are going to elect the individuals who will be leading our organization for the next year. We will also hear from the committees who have been working extremely hard to make changes that will be affecting our organization in the future. The passion that inspires the decision we make today will leave an imprint on our organization for years to come. Delegates, it's my belief that each of you will be diligent with your actions and keep the success of our association in mind during today's business session. You are their voice. Use your best judgment as we create the future and move forward through this, the 2016 official business session of the New York FFA Association. During this session, we will be conducting business as quickly and efficiently as possible. Prior to moving to new types of business, we will provide instruction for any special conditions in that section of the agenda. As a reminder, today's order of business includes the election of state line officers and committee work. We will begin with committee reports, confirm our American degree recipients, elect state line officers, and finish off with the reading of the district president's slate. Additionally, your district president or district leader has paper that you can use to write down your motion or seconds for motions that we make. Please keep in mind to speak clearly and wait for the chair and the recording secretary to recognize the motion. We will now confirm the count of delegates. District 1.
There are 9 delegates present.
District 2.
There are 24 delegates present.
District 3.
There are 15 delegates present.
District 4.
There are 17 delegates present.
District 5.
There are 31 delegates present.
District 6.
There are 27 delegates present.
District 7.
There are 15 delegates present.
District 8.
There are 13 delegates present.
District 9.
There are 22 delegates present.
And District 10.
There are 17 delegates present.
The total delegates voting today will be 190 delegates. There are 190 total delegates voting. Throughout the business session, delegates must remain seated so that we can maintain an accurate count. A brief recess may be called if necessary. In the case of an emergency, find and follow the instruction of your district president. If you need to leave for any reason, you must tell your district president and wait for their permission. District presidents, please keep Mr. Hill aware of any changes in your delegate numbers so that we can be aware of what number votes constitutes a majority. First on our agenda are state officer reports. These reports are read for information and will not require a vote. Please help me welcome Secretary Tricia Jordan with the state officer report.
The 2015-2016 New York State FFA Secretary's Report. At Camp Oswegatchie this past summer, the 6 state officers spent the 5 weeks leading a critical thinking workshop with activities including sumo wrestling puzzle solving and human-sized Hungry Hungry Hippos. Members discussed goal-making, how to determine values, and how to make a clear path for achievement. In August, responsibilities at the New York State Fair consisted of interacting with fairgoers and participating in CDEs such as equine judging, floriculture, and environmental science. Stephen McBride, National FFA Southern Region Vice President, joined the officers on a statewide national officer tour in October, touring school agricultural facilities and student SAE projects. The tour ended at Cornell University for the COLT Conference, where chapter officers attended a leadership training to develop skills in order to better serve on an officer team. At the end of November, New York members traveled to Louisville, Kentucky for the National FFA Convention. New York State President Sarah Millspaugh served as the committee chair for the Committee on Clarifying Official Dress, while New York FFA members competed in numerous CDEs. In January, 545 FFA members gathered in Syracuse for the 212-360 Leadership Conference. Students attended sessions to develop leadership skills with session themes focusing on growth, collaboration, action, and influence. Activities at the fun night included inflatable twister, airbrush painting, and laser tag. From January through March, the 6 officers visited chapters within each of the 10 districts, touring facilities, leading workshops, and attending district-wide CDE competitions. Students learned about different opportunities through FFA, collaboration on an officer team, and ways to encourage community involvement. The 91st New York State FFA Convention is held in Syracuse at the On Center. On Thursday, students had the opportunity to participate in various service projects around the host city or compete in a CDE. Other events offered at the 3-day convention include Cirque du Soleil and WonderWorks. New York FFA, thank you for a truly incredible year. Respectfully submitted, Tricia Jordan, 2015-2016 New York State FFA Secretary.
Thank you, Tricia. Next, Kayla Gully will be presenting the Treasurer's Report.
New York State FFA has had an unforgettable year and one that has been marked by service to our students, as exemplified by all of the opportunities we've invested in to help students grow. These opportunities were made possible by all of our different sources of income. These sources include members' due, registration fees for all of our major events, and the multiple grants we are awarded as an association, among other contributions. All of these sources brought our association's gross income to a total of $203,477.71 during the period of July 2015 to April 2016. During that same period of time, we invested $180,076.60 to make opportunities for FFA members possible through workshops and conferences such as 212-360 Leadership Conference, State Convention, and the Intense Conference. In addition to those, we also spent money on national FFA dues and travel expenses. New York State FFA has seen incredible growth this year, and thank you for your help in making that possible. Respectfully submitted, Kayla Gully, your 2015-2016 State Treasurer.
Thank you, Kayla. Finally, we have the report on the Foundation Board. The New York FFA Leadership Training Foundation's primary purpose is to coordinate sustainable, long-term funding for agriculture education in the New York FFA. In other words, the FFA Foundation raises money to support FFA members and chapters. This task is accomplished through the efforts of a 12-person board of directors and our executive director. Events like the New York FFA Convention are supported through donations from individuals and businesses. Nearly $40,000 has been raised to support this year's convention. Additionally, the FFA Foundation will raise and distribute another $50,000 to support CDE programs, travel stipends for FFA members, SAE grants, scholarships, and more. In addition to raising general and earmarked contributions, the FFA Foundation uses several special events to raise funds to support our chapters. Events such as the Tractor Restoration Program and Raffle has not only brought enriching hands-on learning experience to FFA members, it has raised over $112,000 through 8 restoration projects. Annual citrus and cheese sales net contributions to your FFA Foundation. Other events such as the annual golf tournament, the FFA Alumni Farm Toy Auction, and the Adirondack Race at Oswegatchie raise much-needed funds to support our FFA members. The FFA Foundation thanks our FFA chapters who support our events over the course of the year. More than 220 individuals and businesses made a contribution to the New York FFA Foundation from June 2014 to June 2015. 24 donors on the list have given for 20-plus years. More importantly, 27 donors are listed as giving for the first time. The FFA Foundation wants to encourage every FFA member to consider how they can give back to an organization that gives so much. Use your passion to make a difference locally and beyond. The FFA Foundation Board of Directors wishes you a successful convention and 2016 in the New York FFA. Respectfully submitted, Sarah Millspaugh, 2015-2016 State President. Now we will hear our committee chairs read the final reports of their committees. After each committee report, the committee chair will move for the acceptance of the report. Committee reports have an implied second. At this point, the floor will be open for discussion or amendment of the reports. Once a report has been accepted by a majority voice vote, it will move forward to the state officer team and board of trustee for consideration and action. We will begin with Committee 1, New York Affiliation. Committee Chair Shelby Perkins from the Randolph FFA chapter.
Whereas chapters are unable to register students as new members after March, which limits the growth of the chapter and new students becoming involved in FFA. Whereas chapters are currently paying a due for each individual member. Whereas New York currently has over 4,300 members this year, which only allows for us to have 4 delegates representing us at nationals. Therefore, be it resolved, becoming an affiliation state would allow for the addition of new members to be added throughout the year. Therefore, be it resolved, chapters would pay a lump sum for a range of students to be considered as members. Therefore, be it resolved, affiliation would increase the total membership overall, which would increase our total delegates and allow for New York to have more of a voice at nationals.
Respectfully submitted, Shelby Perkins, Committee Chair. Respectfully submitted.
Respectfully submitted,
Shelby
Shelby Perkins. Committee Chair. Madam President, I move to accept this report.
Thank you. The committee chair has moved to accept the report. There's an implied second. Is there any discussion? Discussion. Discussion. Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Division has been called. All those in favor, please stand. You may be seated. All opposed, please stand. You may be seated. The motion is carried. We will now move on to Committee 2, workshops for state officers and district president candidates. Committee Chair Danny Webb from the Stockbridge Valley FFA chapter.
Whereas preparation for the state officers and district presidents would be valuable to increase interest and to get the word out about these positions. Whereas many districts are spread out and students have conflicting activities throughout the year. Whereas in order to make this process fair and unbiased, the district president and one state officer should facilitate this workshop, and in case of no district president, 2 state officers and/or neighboring district presidents facilitate. Whereas the curriculum of the pilot workshop was beneficial as it is, but interest in being on nominating committees was low. Therefore, it be resolved, every group in New York should have a chance to participate in a district president state officer candidate workshop. Therefore, it be resolved that the location of this workshop is left at the discretion of the district. We will hold these workshops at 2 different dates, one in the fall/winter in the district and a general one at convention. Therefore, it be resolved that the current curriculum includes a section about being on the nominating committee. Respectfully submitted, Danny Webb from Stockbridge Valley. Madam President, I move to accept this committee report.
The committee chair has moved to accept the report. There is an implied second. Is there any discussion? Discussion. Discussion. Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. We will now move on to Committee 3, FFA Outreach. Committee Chair Noah Dorchester from the Carthage FFA chapter.
So please write that down and send it up here so it can go into the minutes.
Whereas we will have middle school activities and workshops to create more leadership and agricultural classes. Whereas we can inform the elementary and middle school students about opportunities in the National FFA organization. Whereas we have different activities during National FFA that involve elementary and middle school students. Whereas the state officers interact with others beyond the high school FFA, which includes, but is not limited to, shadowing a state officer, district president, or interacting with the local 4-H groups. Therefore, be it resolved, we have an increased membership in middle school areas of FFA, and be it further resolved that we can have increased middle school membership and activity within the state. And be it further resolved that we raise more awareness for agricultural education, and be it further resolved that we will increase the number of youth members within our organization. Respectfully submitted by Noah Dorchester from the Carthage FFA. Madam President, I move to accept this committee report.
Thank you. The committee chair has moved to accept the report. There is an implied second. Is there any discussion? Discussion. Discussion. Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. We will now move on to Committee 4, New Chapter Interest. Committee Chair Allie Graham from the Albion FFA chapter.
Whereas agriculture is a popular topic in New York and FFA is growing in members because it's a well-organized organization. However, there is a shortage of agriculture teachers in New York. Whereas we have a shortage of agriculture teachers because there are less opportunities to become agriculture teachers in New York. Whereas new chapters don't know how to succeed when not experienced. Therefore, be resolved, begin to introduce students at a younger age to agriculture and FFA to foster the idea of becoming an agriculture teacher faster. Therefore, be it resolved, we could keep agriculture education in New York to find it easier to find a job. Therefore, be it resolved, having successful chapters come to the new chapter to show them how to have a full officer team and community and member interest. Respectfully submitted, Allison Graham, Albion FFA. Madam President, I move to accept the committee report. Thank you.
The committee chair has moved to accept the report. There is an implied second. Is there any discussion? Discussion. Discussion. Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. We will now move on to Committee 5, Increased Chapter Involvement in Public Speaking at State Fair. Committee Chair Natalie Barrows from the Oxford FFA chapter.
Whereas there is decreased involvement at State Fair and a recommended involvement at State Fair. Whereas there is a decreased involvement at fair and in public speaking. Whereas there is a decreased involvement in CDEs at State Fair. Whereas there is a decreased public knowledge of FFA at State Fair. Whereas national officers are not allowed to travel in the month of September. Therefore, be it resolved. Be it resolved, available recommended numbers of chapter involvement. Therefore, be it resolved, provide another round of competition to increase knowledge and competition of CDEs and provide another round of practice for members moving on. Therefore, be it resolved, create a list of CDEs at fair and put it in a pamphlet and state newsletter and recognize our CD winners from State Fair at convention. Therefore, be it resolved, recreational booths will be set up around the fair to promote and intrigue people to visit FFA building. Therefore, be it resolved, having a national officer at State Fair to mingle the public and members and keep Colt Conference in the month of September, have a national officer provide a workshop and/or speech and mingle with the public and members at State Fair. Respectfully submitted, Natalie Barrows, Oxford. Madam President, I move to accept this committee report.
The committee chair has moved to accept this report. There is an implied second. Is there any discussion? Discussion. Discussion. Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. We will now move on to our last committee, Committee 6. Increased involvement in Agri-Science Fair and the World Food Prize. Committee Chair Janelle Dolan from the Adirondack FFA chapter.
Whereas there is not a lot of information about the state level. Whereas members are unaware of the incentives and rewards of winning at the state and national levels. Whereas members are uncertain of the guidelines of the Agri-Science Fair competition, which leads to a lack of confidence in their performance. Therefore, be it resolved to make students more aware of these programs with direction and demonstrations through agricultural teachers, district presidents, and state officers in the classroom. Therefore, be it resolved, more social media awareness through adding tabs to the state website to connect media accounts and emails. Therefore, be it further resolved that members can sign up for email notifications at all FFA events. Therefore, be it resolved, all outreach for these programs will contain clear information regarding instructions and incentives, including an example of a past winter. Therefore, be it further resolved, winners from the previous year will be recognized at State Convention during a session, and their project will be displayed in an easily accessible area. Therefore, be it further resolved, in-person information about these programs will be provided to agricultural teachers at the 212-360 conference. Therefore, be it further resolved that in order to increase interest, FFA will expose junior members to these programs to better prepare them. Respectfully submitted, Janelle Dolan from the Adirondack FFA chapter. Madam President, I move to accept this committee report.
Thank you.
The committee chair has moved to accept the report. There is an implied second. Is there any discussion? Discussion. Discussion. Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Let's have a round of applause for all of the hard work put into these reports. The next group of individuals demonstrate their passion for the agriculture education in FFA with the decisions they make every day on behalf of the FFA members. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the 2015-2016 trustees. President, Tina Miner James. President-elect, Aaron McCaffrey. Treasurer, John Buskis. District 1 and 2 trustee, Michaela Carrer. District 1 and 2 alternate, Dave Marbett. District 3 and 6 trustee, Teddy Bean. District 3 and 6 alternate, Carol Wright. District 4 and 5 trustee, Paul Perry. District 4 and 5 alternate, Crystal Akama. District 7 and 8 trustee, Kaylee Ackerley. District 7 and 8 alternate, Matea Hassner. District 9 and 10 trustee, Holly Partridge. District 9 and 10 alternate, Adam Krenning. New York State Education Department Representative, Dr. Chike Nabogwu. New York FFA Foundation Representative, Vicki Gregory. ACTE Representative, Rachel Anderson. Post-secondary representatives, Charles Axe, Terry Tucker, and Jan Woodworth. Student representative, Taylor Clifford. RAENY representative, Daryl Foster. And RAENY alternate representative, James Schiebel. Thank you for your dedication and hard work. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking the trustees. One group of outstanding FFA members have worked hard to qualify for the highest degree in the FFA, the American degree. This is something that all FFA members are eligible to strive for, but only the most committed actually earn. In 2016, 19 students from across New York qualified for their American degree and will receive it at the National FFA Convention in Indiana this October. Please hold all applause till all the names have been announced. The students eligible to receive their degrees are Riker Smith, Cazenovia. Jenny McKenna, Albion. Brendan Kozik, Franklinville. Danielle Salisbury, Greenville. Sarah Haggerty, Pioneer. Thomas Holmes, Pioneer. Jalen Neiman, Pioneer. Dakota Pingree, Pioneer. Hunter Tillinghast, Pioneer. Ashley Foland, Schoharie. Nathaniel Bender, Tri-Valley. Lawrence Bracken, Tri-Valley. Bridget Kakos, Tri-Valley. Grace Kelly, Tri-Valley. Dorothy Monforte, Tri-Valley. Taylor Quick, Tri-Valley. Emily Rogerson, Tri-Valley. Ryan Sonic, Tri-Valley. and Robert Totten, Tri-Valley. Congratulations to all these members and the chapters they come from. You should be very proud of your accomplishments. The chair will now entertain a motion to accept the American degree recipients. The chair recognizes the delegate from District 2. Is there a second? Please stand and say your name and chapter. Please say the chair recognizes the delegate from District 5. It has been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Congratulations to all of our recipients. Let's have one last round of applause. Was that Maura? Yeah, she wasn't being good. Passion can be seen through our actions. The next group of people have selflessly served our organization by helping to pick the next generation of leadership. Please help me welcome the 2016 State Officer and District President nominating committees. For the 2016 State Officer nominating committee members are as follows. Brady Rogers, Collegiate Member, Cornell University. Ashley Willits, Collegiate Member, Morrisville State College. Alexis Seymour, Northern Adirondack. Brianna Wilcox, Spencer Van Etten. Brian Boyes, Tri-Valley. Cheyenne Matulowicz, Tri-Valley. Emily Lighthall, Beaver River. Garrett Dearsley, Albion. Kate Isaac, Collegiate Member, Morrisville State College. Miranda Glore, Genesee Valley. Paige Thorne, Carthage. And Taylor Hodge, Carthage. Please join me in a round of applause for our State Officer Nominating Committee. And the 2016 District President Nominating Committee members are as follows. Alex Ronnie, Warwick. Carly Marshman, Oxford Academy. Amber Deo, Cazenovia. Sierra Larrabee, Lowville. John Ferner, George Jr. Andrew Stockton, Prattsburg. Garrett Dearsley, Albion. Mackenzie Beston, Clymer. And Megan Ben, Schuylerville. Please join me in a round of applause for our District President Nominating Committee. Ever since the moment I saw that sparkly pink battery-powered Barbie Jeep sitting in my driveway with a large red bow, all I could think about was the time when I would actually be able to drive. I thought I was the coolest kid on the block, cruising around, sunglasses on, and my BFF Kelly seated next to me. The anticipation of getting my license in an actual car built up ever since my 4th birthday. December 2nd, 2013, the wait was finally over. I thought it was just another Tuesday until I came home and where that Barbie Jeep used to sit was a brand new car. I was overwhelmed with excitement and appreciation because my dream had finally came true. I had waited for that moment for what felt like forever. These next two groups of individuals have been patiently waiting for this very moment. The moment where we announce the 2016-2017 District President and State Officer slate. Anticipation and excitement have been building ever since they have completed the nominating committee process. We will now announce the slate for the 2016-2017 State Officer team. The chair from the nominating committee will read the report. There is an implied second. Please help me welcome the chair of the nominating committee, Taylor Hodge. So after you read it, you're going to say that to me, okay? I'll come back to you. Okay.
Good afternoon, New York FFA. My name is Taylor Hodge, and I proudly represent the Carthage FFA chapter. Before I announce the slate, we would like to thank Ms. Kaylee Ackerley from Spencer Van Etten for ensuring that the process was efficient, effective, and intentional with the decision of the state officer slate. Please join me in thanking all of the advisors, parents, and volunteers for getting students to and from the selection process safely. Will the 2015-2016 state officers please take their place near the candidates and bring them to the stage when their name is called? And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, we, the nominating committee, have given careful and deliberate consideration to the candidates running for state office. The committee nominates the following slate of officers to the delegate body of the 91st New York State Convention to serve as state officers for the 2016-2017 year. State Sentinel, Matt Curry. State Reporter, Taylor McNamara. State Treasurer, Charles Jacob Axe IV. State Secretary, Catherine Killenbeck. State Vice President, Seth Brough. And now, your 2016-2017 New York State President, Camille Ledoux.
The nominations are closed. The chair will now entertain a motion to accept the proposed nominees to their offices.
I move to elect the proposed nominees as listed in the nominating committee report to their respected state offices.
There is an implied second. It has been properly moved and seconded to elect these nominees. Is there any discussion? We will now proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, nay? Motion carries. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you the 2016-2017 New York State Officer Line Team. Trisha. Congratulations to all of the newly elected officers. I promise you that you have a very exciting year ahead of you. We will now reveal the district president slate. In a moment. Ashley, I need the envelope. All right, now we will announce the slate. All right, from District 2, we have Kim Doyle from Tri-Valley and Cheyenne Matulowicz from Tri-Valley. District 3, Grace Harrigan from Chateauguay, and Alicia Seymour from Northern Adirondack. District 4, Megan Pila from Oxford. District 5, Megan Lamb from Stockbridge Valley. And Lindsay Nazimos from Madison. From District 6, we have Leslie Achter from Beaver River. And Paige Thorne from Carthage. District 7, we have Sequoia Dixon from Moravia. District 9, we have Marissa Foltz from Springville. And District 10, we have Jenna Kibbe from Clymer. Congratulations to all of the slated district officers. Each district president candidate that is on the slate will give a short speech during the district meetings. After those speeches, delegates will vote to elect their district president. Delegates, please remember that any student that is not slated may not be considered for election during your district meetings. Does any member or guest know of any new or unfinished business that needs to be attended to in this session? Seeing none, we will move on. Thank you for your diligence during our business session. As we adjourn, consider the opportunities you have to take action in your chapters and throughout the rest of convention. Join us in workshops, tours, and of course, all of the upcoming sessions. Finally, remember that you have the last items of business as delegates at 3:30 in your district meetings. These locations are listed in your guidebooks. Please remember to enter the convention center from the entrance on the corner of Montgomery and Harrison. Imprint is using our power to motivate others. The experiences we've had, the things we're passionate about, our perspectives, the presence we have, and our accomplishments becoming legacies. Imprint is New York FFA. With that, is there a motion to adjourn this business session? The chair recognizes the delegate from District 6. Is there a second? The chair recognizes the delegate from District 2. It has been properly moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries.